welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you guys decided to come back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another video, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Whilst you're already here, I think it's kind of clear that you might just love the girl, so please do subscribe. Comment down below if you love this video and give this video a thumbs up. So when you subscribe, just click on the subscribe button as well as the bell, so that every time I put up a video, you know. Anyway, let's get straight into today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and yes, as you might have seen in the title of today's video, we are going to be discussing being able to differentiate between lust and love, because it's hard. It's hard actually in these streets, okay? And I know for some people this is something that they still might be struggling with, or it's still a problem for some people. So I feel that there's a need for us to discuss it, because people are getting into a lot of the wrong relationships and thinking that no, it's love, it's love, it's love. And only once you've left, or once you've been a good 2 minutes in, you realize that, oh my gosh, like, I was never with this person for the right reasons. And it's so important that you be with someone for the right reasons, okay? Because you don't want to get into marriage or spend a long time with someone only to realize that you wasted your time. Today I'm not drinking Fanta Pine, I'm drinking Stony, because, well, it is a cheat day today, so I could be drinking Fanta Pine, but there is no Fanta Pine, there's only Stony, because blame the breadwinners. However, I want us to go straight into this video. So growing up, or let me not say growing up, but as soon as I started entering the dating scene, and when I say entering the dating scene is when I started, you know, when you find people attractive, or people find you attractive, and you go on dates and someone asks you out and you become their girlfriend. That started happening, well, seriously, it started happening immediately when I entered my 20s. Immediately when I entered my 20s, you know, I got into relationships, and for the most part, the relationships I got into were all for the wrong reasons, because I struggled for a very long time being able to differentiate between love and lust, and people till this day struggle with the very same thing. So I just wanted to share with you guys how it is that I managed to somehow cultivate the ability, thank you, cultivate, because English, to cultivate the ability to be able to distinct between the two. So a lot of things started making more sense to me, or my eyes started opening up more when I started reading the word. And people usually don't get this, but the word actually helps a lot when it comes to relationships. The word actually helps a lot when it comes to your interactions with people on a daily basis. The word is very clear about that, right? So I used to think, now this is before I was enlightened, or my brain was opened. I used to think a lot of like, my external factors are what would make someone love me. A lot of what I put out is what would make someone love me. For example, if I've got a full face of makeup on, my lashes are dead, my hair is done, these are good things to do. Don't get me wrong, these are good things to do. My hair is done, my nails are done, I'm smelling good. That's enough to get someone to love me, you know? And for the most part, those things actually helped me to attract people. I will not even lie. Those things helped me to attract. My hair was always dead. My face is beat to the gods. Not to say that it's a bad thing, guys, but I'm trying to get to something here so you can understand that those things cannot be the basis for someone to be with you, or rather the basis for someone to stay in your life, right? A lot of people feel if my body's a certain way, if I've got a flat stomach, people feel like they're not attracting people because of the way they look. And unfortunately, that's what society has put out, that you have to be sexy in order for you to be attractive, or to attract anyone, or to find love. Whereas there's nothing wrong with being sexy, but that should never be the basis of any relationship, if that makes sense. So for me, because I used to attract attention because of my looks and all that stuff, I ended up being in relationships with people who didn't really see further than my looks, who didn't really see further than the shape of my body, who didn't see further than my pretty face and all of those things, because that's what attracted them in the first place. They didn't even want to go to the extent of wanting to further know me or whatnot. So I started to see red flags, and it's red flags that we tend to ignore. But if I'd be dating someone, they wouldn't suggest that we go out on public dates. They would suggest that let's meet in my crib. You know, that's red flag number one, because obviously when we're in a public setting, if we're at a restaurant or whatever, that's when we can conversate. You know, if someone is just like, come to my crib, you know, we all know that conversations will not be had. And even I'd find myself like with these guys that I would attract, because I looked good, or I had the shape of my body was nice, or my makeup, or I smelled good. I would find that when we would start having deep conversations about who I really am, they would lose interest. Like, they would really lose interest and be like, yo, you're being too deep. And that would be it for me. That would be like, okay, you know. But before, I couldn't be able to tell. Like, for me, it was just like, okay, you don't want to know me on a deeper level, it's fine. Then you can just be my boyfriend. We can just do all the other boyfriend stuff, but you don't really know me, which means you're with me, so we can do all the other boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. You understand? So that was point number one. Point number two, I started reading the word, and I started going very deep in the word, and my understanding of the word and what the word was saying love was, and I looked at my relationships, I realized that, you know, the word says love is patient, love is kind, love doesn't hold records of wrongs, love, you know. And I would be in relationships with guys where I would say to a guy, you know what, I think we should wait on doing 1, 2, 3, and they'll be like, no, why must we wait, am I not your man, you know? And you end up giving in. Honestly, you end up giving in because you feel like that's what love is. And sis, it's not. And you end up making a lot of compromises. You start compromising yourself in order to keep this person, or in order to keep a particular relationship, only to realize that it's not real. If you need gimmicks to keep something going, then sis, it's not real. Walk away. Don't do it. Duck and dive. Leave. So yeah, so when I started reading the word, I started really not understanding, because I also, the number 3, I also started realizing that a lot of the love that I thought was real love was very conditional. Like, I love you if you, I love you because you, or I love you when you know, it was very conditional. And it was a thing of what happens when I don't, or what happens if I don't, or what happens when I, like, you know. And you realize that, oh, this is more of a conditional thing. And I would stay in relationships, and I would always do those things because I'm trying to stay in the relationship. So that was definitely number 4, that if it's conditional, it's not real love. If you have to compromise your beliefs or the things that you feel in your heart, another thing, everyone is blessed with a sixth sense. And if that, I think I spoke about it in my previous video, if that thing is saying no, it usually means no, you know. So that was another thing, like, as immediately when you feel like you have to compromise yourself in order to stay or be in a relationship, then you might just be in the wrong relationship, or you might just be in the relationship for the wrong reasons. Yeah. And then another thing is, I found that if things are taking away from you doing the things that you love, then that is not real love, sis. That is not real love. Because anything that is good for you will not move you away from the things that you love, the people that you love. Anything that moves you away from your family, moves you away from your passions, moves you away from your desires, moves you away from your dreams, is something that is not worth your time. Anyone who tries to minimize the dreams that you have, or try to minimize your aspirations and try to put you in a box, that person doesn't love you. A person that really loves you wants to see you flourish. They literally want to see you blossom, you know. And for the longest time, I didn't understand that it's okay to have my own individual dream while being in a relationship. You know, I always felt too good to, because I'm in a relationship now, we have to have our dreams together, you know. And it was only till my recent relationship, or my, well, not recent because it's been a long time, but it's only like till this relationship where I realized or learned healthy ways of being in a relationship, and realized and learned that outside of us being the two people, there is the individual aspect, you know, and then the other person's job is not to want the person to downgrade their dream or upgrade their dream so it matches with the other one. Our jobs individually is to help build the other person's dream for each other. So his job would be to help me build my dream, and my job would be to help him build his. And that's how it's supposed to be, other than it being a situation where if my dream is a bit too big and his dream is down here, I have to kind of bring my dream a bit down so we can meet. Or if mine is and or his is like high, I have to now pressure myself to kind of get out. Yeah. And another thing is, the Bible speaks about yoking with unbelievers. Another thing is, you need to be cognizant of the people you allow in your space, the people you let in, the people you love on, because you'll find that you're investing yourself in people who are not even like-minded than you. You'll find that you're investing yourself in people who don't think the way that you do, who are not wired the way that you do, the way that you are. Not to say that if you're in a relationship with someone, you guys need to think the same. No, I'm speaking on a beliefs point of view, like on an overall beliefs and ethics and all of those things point of view. You can't be Christian and be with someone who doesn't even believe in God. Those are the foundations. Those are the foundations. And if the foundation's jacked up, you know. So one thing I also learned in my relationship is being able to secure the foundation. Luckily, my partner is very God-fearing. He's a very prayerful man and all of those things. So that foundation was set. However, I was in relationships where, and I asked myself, when sons don't sign up because we're 10. Like, where you have to force someone to come to church, where you have to, also that mentality of he's not God-fearing, so I feel like I can change him. You're not Jesus, sis. My lash is doing other things, but sis, you're not Jesus. You cannot change anyone's son. You cannot change anyone's son. You need to understand its foundational things. You would find that he even grew up in a home where they didn't believe in Christ. So when you feel you're not Jesus, babes, just walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Thank you. Walk away. Thank you. So yeah, and those are the things that kind of helped me. So I would say the primary thing that helped me was what? Reading the word. The primary thing that helped me was reading the word. A lot of, my mom always says that we don't read the word so we can preach. We read the word so we can know who we are. Read the word so you have a clear understanding of who you are. Therefore, you won't entertain or attract people who are not in alignment with that. You understand what I'm saying? So know who you are, understand who you are, and the only way you can do that is if you read the word, because the word is the manual for this life thing. You understand? Another thing, guys, is that God speaks, and with some people very clearly. Like, God speaks very clearly with some people, but we're just so in denial because you're having so much fun in that particular relationship, or you just don't want to leave, so ubanengani about certain things. But God speaks, and sometimes God will tell you, get out. But you don't get out. Why, sis? Why don't you get out? Why ungaphumi kunto oyibonayo ba ayikwenzeli nix? Kutheni uze ungaphumi? Ayini, guys. Stop that. Stop that. And the bunting. So that's my whole thing. Like, why not just leave, sis? Why not just leave? So I would say that the main things in being able to distinguish between real love and lust, a real godly love and a lustful kind of love, read your words, sis. What does God say? Number 2, pray, because God will speak. he will speak. He will. Okay? And listen to him when he... You're not trying me. I can't even. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Love you guys so much. And please don't forget to click on that subscribe button. Don't forget to comment down below. This was just a random rant from me to you. Basically ranting and raving about not knowing the difference between love, lust, staying when you shouldn't stay, just doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing. Why isn't ALOT?